today. And by the way, tomorrow, it'll change. And it won't change for the worse, it'll change.
For the better.
It'll change for the better. It'll change because if people think that budgets are written in stone, they're not. A budget is a plan, and that's all it is. It's a financial plan. And as we go, as we work it, the numbers change and priorities change, and we're able to say, okay, we're going to do this over here, we're going to do that over there. And, you know, as an example, what happened in this year's budget, where we weren't anticipating the return of the 5% back to the employees. That was part of the last year's budget, and we had balanced anticipating that. The commission decided mid-year to return it. That created a $27 million problem, which we had to adjust to. The VAB issue, that happened mid-year.
The VAB issue being?
That's the Value Adjustment Board, the refunds being much greater than what we had budgeted for. Right. We have to budget at 95%. In other words, whatever we think this is our revenue, we budget 95% of that revenue. That 5% gap is really there to offset the Value Adjustment Board when people go and to the Value Adjustment Board, okay, and they get their refunds. That's what that 5% is. Okay, well, the $30 million I'm talking about is above that 5%. So we didn't budget that, and that again was mid-year. We had to adjust mid-year. So even during the year, we're adjusting the budget. But you know, I think we've done a really good job this year. And the good news is, with our conservative estimates, our 5-year forecast is balanced.
I am not surprised you got more money for helicopters than you anticipated. Traffic's terrible. I mean, it's really terrible. Okay. So how do you make it better?
Yeah, we have some rich people that bought our helicopters so they could divert
I know a few CEOs actually, but traffic, it's a deal breaker. You can have a tunnel to the port. You can have one of the most important, thriving airports in the country. Cargo is up. Revenue is up for that. But you do have the issue that transportation is continuously at a gridlock. You see this wonderful growth and develop. Miami-Dade County is booming.
Right.
But if you can't get from point A to B, it's not going to really be as profitable as you think.
No, I agree, and you know, that's one of the reasons why my first, you know, I'm working with Mayor Levine from Miami Beach and Mayor Regalado from the City of Miami to see how we can get Baylink put together. Those are two big employment centers, and the traffic on Miami Beach particularly is really getting to be a problem, and I don't want that to be an excuse as for tourists not to come to Miami Beach, et cetera, and so. We are working on trying to get Baylink, that's a public transportation linkage between the beach and downtown Miami, to become a reality. What is the methodology? We don't know yet. How are we going to pay for it? That we don't know yet either. But we're looking more and more to public-private partnerships as the way that we can solve our problem.
Whatever happened to the general obligation bonds? I mean, when we look at the courthouse, that there's a bond initiative that you are, I believe you are supporting, the bond initiative, the ballot issue.
Well, I'm saying, look, it's up to the people to decide that, but I'll tell you what, we do need a new courthouse. The courthouse that we have is 90 years old. It's completely outdated, and also they don't fit. It's
and the FIU issue?
The FIU is also again on the ballot for you know, for consideration.
So you feel the people should, but are you going to support it? Are you going to campaign?
Well, I mean, people ask me how I'm going to vote on the issue of the courthouse. I'll vote yes, okay, but I know and understand a lot of people are going to vote no. I'm not sure it's going to pass. I mean, in Broward County, it took 4 attempts before they finally were able to build their courthouse. And so the judges and the legal profession is going to have to put their case forward why it's necessary. I will certainly put the case forward. Look, it really is necessary. Is this the best way to pay for it? This is one way to pay for it.
Well, that's why I go back to the general obligation bonds. Right. Whatever, it's still out there. I mean, can't monies be allocated from the Justice?
There's about $70 million that's allocated to the expansion of court facilities. All right. And so a lot of it can't be used for the existing because it's not an expansion of a court facility, but it could be used for the expansion of a court facility. We believe that a new courthouse is going to cost about $300 million, $350 million. It's going to need about 500,000 to 600,000 square feet. Today, they're in less than 300,000 square feet. The conditions are horrible. Again, that's a courthouse that was built when this county only had 200,000 people. We have 2.5 million.
1925, I think. And what about, just very quickly, yes or no, FIU?
FIU, again, I will vote for it, but FIU needs to put their case as to why it's necessary.
Because you have said you're not going to give one county penny.
Not one penny of county funds is going to go to the expansion or the movement of the youth fair, which is our obligation to move. And so all of that has to be wrapped up, and FIU has a lot of work to do in order to get that done.
Mayor Carlos Jimenez, thanks so much for joining me today on Issues.
It's my pleasure.